Okay, this is the next video showing the progress with my Raspberry Pi based Internet of Things virtual device, call it what you want, controller. The addition between this one and the last video is that we've got a media player in there. I've got speakers either side, it's in stereo, and the speakers cost the sum total of £1 from a pound shop, and the amplifier is a £2 affair that I got from eBay. It's a little 5-watt amp, and it's hooked straight into the 3.5mm jack output from the Pi. That sound you just heard was the part of the boot process. It tells me that the Pi is booted, the devices are all loaded, and the app itself, which is now called the DevCommander, is also booting. So we'll get some animation and some a boot up sequence there. It's going through the local Wi-Fi SSIDs, and that sound tells me that the DevCommander itself has booted. Excuse me. The other change since last time is that the button can distinguish between a short press and a long press. Because there's only one button, the fact that it's got two modes like that means that it opens up the opportunity to be able to implement a menu. Now, the screen you see now is the system home screen, and depending on what device it's emulating, it would have a home screen. So you see this later, but if it's in fridge mode, there'll be a fridge home screen. So here we're at the system home screen. I can do some basics. If I just do a short press, you can see the way the menu works. I just go down and I cycle back. I can only go forwards. Each time here I'm doing a short press, when I get back to the home screen, the bottom one has to be back. Do a long press and I'm back home. So a really simple menu system. Let's have a clock. Do a long press on clock, and there, we've got a clock. Wow, stroke of midnight. It really is midnight as well. So short press gets you back to the next menu, and again, let's have a look at the Wi-Fi points. It's scanning them. The single button there is depending on what mode it's in, it could be context aware. If it's a burglar alarm, it could be to disable alarm. It's just a basic UI needed on the device. Most of the control is from Android. Okay, so I'll go back and let's have a look at the app, see how that's changed. There. I said it can go into some devices. Let's just have a look. If I go into virtual fridge mode, the app itself in this mode doesn't do anything, and neither does the fridge. It just shows you the sort of thing you'd expect on a fridge. You know, the temperature, the last event, and here I've got one milk in, so that implies someone's putting milk in and taking it out. I don't know how you'd track that. I don't know how you'd actually implement a fridge this way. But you can see that it would have the basics to be able to control one. Similarly for the burglar alarm. The burglar alarm itself, if you look on the device, the menu has some active functions. I can arm the kitchen, and again I said a long press activates that, so now the kitchen's armed. The menu changed now to disarm, so if I do it again, I go back and the kitchen's disarmed, and so on. So I'd cycle around, I'd go into other zones. So it's really crude if you wanted to implement that for real. And then I go back, and I'm back on the home screen. What else have we got? A virtual thermostat, again showing temperature, and the media player. So the media player, if you saw the screen populate then, right at the instance I loaded the menu option on the app for the media player. All of the songs from the MP3 which is on board the Raspberry Pi were transmitted over there. So in other words, there's nothing cached on the app itself. All of this just came straight from the device. So say I want to play one. Okay, it's fine. Volume works as well. You can see at the same time it's keeping up with me. Obviously, if it was a real media player, I'd do a better job on the UI than I have done here. But it just proves I can choose a different one. The information on the display, it comes directly from the MP3 tag on the MP3. I've got commands like I can pause, I can start again. Quieten that down a bit. I'm going to also have voice control, so you're going to be able to speak the word pause. And because we're in media player mode, it's going to do something that's specific to the mode it's in. Like, so pause makes no sense to a fridge, but it would do to the media player. And so far, that's about it. What's coming next? I'll just give you a little hint. If I go back on the home screen, you see I can control the clock and so on, or some functionality from the app, as well as using the button. But what I'm trying to do next is to implement full push messaging, Google push messaging. And if I go back to the third menu option here, when I choose it, what it's going to do is it's the only time at the moment that any information goes out through the internet. So it's going to send a push message out to a remote server, third-party server that we control, and that's just a basic ping. So it's going to return with the date and time. So once I do this, if it's sending and then it receives, and you see the date and time, that date and time has come back. That's a stub. What I'm working on right now is a full Google Cloud messaging system, and it's going to be for things like if you've got it in a burglar alarm mode and your kitchen's been broken into, that's going to send the message from that zone, and it's going to alert the handset. So a push message is going to come straight back to the handset that's specific to an event that's occurred locally. You can see I keep using generic terms because that's the way I'm working. That's the concept that we work with. Is, it's supposed to be all open. It can be applicable to any feature that you want. Send a push message. Let's have a go then. So it's long press, sending, response, bingo. So it's done the round trip. It's proved that it's live, but it's, as I say, it's connected entirely through Wi-Fi. So we can send different kinds of messages with different kinds of payloads. Okay, hope that was interesting. The next one should be even more.